I must have said something wrong in my last review. They have given me another van. But hey, it's not all bad. What I have here is called the E Deliver 3 from MAXUS or MAXUS Automotive. Not that Psych. If you've never heard of MAXUS, I don't blame you. It's owned by Cycle Motor, which is only like the largest automobile manufacturer in China. Psych? What's cool about the E Deliver 3 is that it doesn't steal a platform from another van, but instead, it's made specifically to be an electric van, or rather, a mid-sized panel van. Yes, that would be a more precise classification of this. If you're planning to get this, there are only a few key points which will matter the most. First, the cargo space. The largest in its class with 4,800 litres and 905 kilograms of payload, which is the weight you can carry. Yep, guessed as much. You'd probably be an IKEA slave if you own one of this. And look at this, it even fits one of those irritating, 6 or 8 step ladders. I doubt there are other minivans that can actually pull this off. Bear in mind, it only comes with a sliding door on the left, which opens up to a decent 70 centimeters. Next, the engine. The motor. I was actually expecting to see like 30 AA batteries, but no, batteries are actually below the van to keep the CG low, and it comes with a 52.5 kilowatt hour battery. It comes with both AC and DC charging, and get this, DC charging can get you from 0 to 80% charge in about 45 minutes. That's faster than my Dappa phone. A full charge can last you about 240 clicks, which isn't the best, but it's enough to complete a day's assignment. And now, to the cockpit. Okay, this interior, straight up, for a car, it sucks. But for a mid-sized van, it's actually really, really good. Let me just focus on the interesting bits. Now, firstly, the cabin is actually really, really spacious. Okay, there's this armrest which adjusts to a grand total of 3 or 3 different positions. You've got ample storage room. There's no glove box, but then again, this is easy access if you're doing your deliveries. Okay, so there's cup holders and other storage space that you get over here, and it comes with a 7-inch screen, which comes with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, of course Bluetooth, and a reverse camera with sensors. Now you might be wondering what the hell is this for when it's all blocked. But check this out.
Drive safely.
Oh. And on the 5th day, God made the grass and the trees and the tower. I think this is really, really cool, and you can adjust it. And yes, it comes as standard. Very, very thoughtful. There's even a function to heat your wing mirrors. I think they are making up for it since you're down one mirror. And I've not even started driving this yet. If there's one thing I miss about driving an EV, be it a van or a car, it's the instant torque. It weighs slightly over 1.5 tons, and considering the fact that it's an EV, it's actually quite light. Plus, of course, the amount of grip and the handling that I'm getting from this is just... Actually, I think this is actually way much safer than your usual rear-wheel drive driven diesel cargo vehicles, because for those, right, if it's wet and you have no weight, you will just break into a Tokyo drift. The meter cluster has a digital display on the left which shows you your range, your motor tacho, wow, traction battery voltage, you've got traction battery current, your speed, consumption, and even your tire pressures. Just ignore the miles per hour unit, right? You'll get a sorted out version if you get one of these. It comes with one of the most easy to use cruise control functions, as well as controls for your infotainment as well. Plus, did I mention this is actually the top of the line GT spec E Deliver 3, which is why you get a flat bottom steering. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so this just makes getting in and out of the van so much more easier. And lastly, my most favorite feature, which is actually this little button over here that says REG. So it stands for regeneration. Basically, unlike a manual vehicle, you can't select a gear, to give you more or less engine braking, or just clutch in and free gear and coast simply because you feel like doing it. You can't do that on an EV. However, with this button, there's actually 3 levels of regeneration that you can select to give you that amount of engine braking. Now check this out, right? So right now I'm on low, okay, and I'm throttle off, and when I switch it to high, look at that, the engine braking kicks in. So it regenerates more when you set it on high, and of course less when you set it on low. Of course, it's not the same as a manual, but I really applaud the effort. And of course, you get a gear selector, not a gear stick, but still the fastest when it comes to changing direction. I actually really do see myself driving this as a delivery driver, which, by the way, I have worked as before. Now, there's one thing I missed out. Remember how I mentioned that this van is really light for an EV? And check this out. Ooh. Composite panels. I think with all this talk about installing charging stations and bidding exercises from the government to get these stations installed, this whole EV thing is slowly starting to make sense. Plus, you get a 30,000 rebate, CEVS rebate from the government, paid out equally over 3 years. And of course, when you compare it to a diesel or even a petrol van, this is much cheaper. To sum it up, if you're running operations of a huge dispatch company, or maybe even if you're a sole proprietor of some small plumbing business and your car park has been chosen to get charging stations installed, there you go. You're welcome. That's it from me, Jackie. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Is this enough? It's making me dizzy.